The intertwining lives of Oglala Lakota Chief Irontail and William F. Buffalo Bill Cody offer a fascinating glimpse into a unique period of American history. Irontail became one of the most recognizable Native American figures in the early 20th century, partly due to his association with Buffalo Bill's Wild West show. Irontail's legacy was engraved onto the currency of America in 1913, when sculptor James Earl Fraser drew inspiration from a portrait he had previously made of the Sioux chief for the image on the new nickel. "Irontail," Fraser wrote, "was the best Indian head I could remember." The coin, with Irontail's profile on the head side and a buffalo on the obverse or tail side, became a widely recognized symbol across the United States, known alternately as the buffalo or Indian head nickel. Buffalo Bill Cody, a man of many talents and a pivotal figure in the Wild West, was known for his Wild West shows that brought the stories and characters of the American frontier to life. Cody's shows were a mixture of entertainment and history, showcasing elements of frontier life, including the participation of Native Americans. It was through these shows that Irontail's path crossed with Cody's. As a performer in Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, Irontail not only shared his culture with wide audiences in America and abroad, but also formed a personal bond with Cody. They were more than co-stars, they were friends. The friendship between Irontail and Buffalo Bill transcended the boundaries of their professional lives, highlighting mutual respect and understanding. This bond reflected the larger narrative of the Wild West, where diverse cultures often intersected and interacted in complex ways. Irontail was a frequent guest of Buffalo Bill's on long elk and bighorn sheep hunts between Wild West tours. In the spring of 1916, with the European cities and countries they had once visited now embroiled in the Great War that would soon be called World War I, a poignant drama between Buffalo Bill Cody and Irontail unfolded in the heart of America. It was a story of friendship, honor, and the inevitable passage of time, featuring two of the most iconic figures of the era, Chief Irontail and Buffalo Bill Cody, both in the final chapters of their lives. Buffalo Bill had now lost control of his famous Wild West show and was performing with the Miller Brothers 101 Ranch show. Ever the loyal friend, Irontail, now 74 years old, was also touring with Miller Brothers. At a stop in Philadelphia, Irontail was stricken with pneumonia. The mighty chief, who had once roamed the vast plains and faced countless adversities and traveled the world with Buffalo Bill, educating and advocating for his culture, now found himself battling a different kind of foe within the sterile walls of St. Luke's Hospital. Meanwhile, Buffalo Bill Cody, the legendary showman, faced a dilemma. This was no longer Buffalo Bill's Wild West. He was now an employee of the Miller Brothers 101 Ranch Wild West show, and his bosses told him the show must go on, and Bill was obligated to move on to Baltimore, Maryland for the next performance. Irontail, the respected and venerated Oglala chief, lay alone in a strange city, surrounded by faces he did not know and voices he could not understand. A telegram to Buffalo Bill failed to reach the famed showman in time, and rather than being rushed to Major Israel McCrate's home in Du Bois, Pennsylvania for care at the wigwam, Irontail was placed on a Pullman car bound for the Black Hills. Tragically, on the morning of May 28, 1916, at a stop in South Bend, Indiana, a rail porter discovered that Chief Irontail had embarked on his final journey. His body continued its solemn voyage to its final resting place. Buffalo Bill, upon hearing of his friend's passing, was filled with regret. He lamented that he wasn't able to be by his friend's side in the hospital, and that he hadn't received the telegram that might have altered the course of events. Irontail's final journey did not end in Indiana. His body was transferred to a hospital in Rushville, Nebraska, and then to the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. There, amidst the rolling hills, and under the wide expansive sky of the reservation, Irontail was laid to rest on June 3, 1916. The plains that had once echoed with the sounds of his people now silently received one of their most distinguished sons. Buffalo Bill, moved by the passing of his friend, vowed to honor Irontail's memory in a manner befitting his legacy. Just as he had once promised to mark his friend Texas Jack Omohundro's grave with a fitting memorial, he now announced that he would place a granite stone on Irontail's grave, adorned with a replica of the Buffalo nickel, a lasting tribute to the chief who had not only been his friend, but a symbol of the Native American spirit on that iconic coin. But destiny had written a different ending to this tale. Buffalo Bill, the scout, showman, the bridge between two worlds, passed away on January 10, 1917, just 6 months after Irontail. He never had a chance to fulfill his vow. But the friendship between Buffalo Bill and Irontail was remembered by the Lakota people. Several years after the death of Buffalo Bill, a delegation of Lakota visited the grave of the great showman on Lookout Mountain in Colorado. Chief Flying Hawk, in a gesture that bridged the earthly and the spiritual, laid his war staff of eagle feathers on the grave. And then, in a poignant homage, Spotted Weasel and each veteran native performer of Buffalo Bill's Wild West placed a buffalo nickel on the imposing stone. This simple act, laden with symbolism, spoke volumes. It was not just a tribute to Buffalo Bill or to Irontail, but a commemoration of a bygone era. The Indian, the buffalo, and the scout, these figures had been emblematic of the early history of the American West since the very beginning. In that moment, on that mountain, they were remembered, not just as symbols, but as flesh and blood, as people who had lived, loved, and left an indelible mark on American history.